Hello, my beautiful people. I hope everything is going well in your world. So, today I want to explain our process for a divorce with children without court hearing. And it's this video. I know I have other ones in my channel similar to this one, but this one I am going to go a little bit deeper into the different areas and our process and what we do, and etc. So the first thing I want to explain what is no court hearing divorce. Now there are people and other companies out there that have discovered the no court hearing process in Florida, but the major difference between most companies out there and our company is that we handle the whole process. So from the beginning to you receiving the final judgment in the mail and by email, we handle all the pieces. The only thing that our clients really have to do is the 4 hour class, which I'll go into that later, and they have to do the notarizations. Those are the only two things. If our client is in the Tampa area, we have notaries. If they're in the Hialeah area, Miami area, we also have a notary there available. And we also have a remote notary available if you're anywhere else in the state, or you can just take the documents to your bank to do it for free, or AAA. Also, they notarize their members' documents for free, or just pay for a notary of your choice. But but so what we do, we handle the whole thing. You, our clients submit an intake, they sign the documents in front of a notary, and then we electronically file it, and then you guys receive the final judgment in the mail in approximately 45 days. Sometimes much faster than that, sometimes a little bit longer. It really depends on the judge's schedule to get to review the case and sign it off. So um in this divorce, no court hearing divorce has to be 100% in mutual agreement. And that includes visitation or the parenting plan. That includes agreeing as to who's going to be the residential parent, meaning for school purposes, for insurance purposes. Um, there's always going to be one address. So, which, even if a child sleeps 50% of the time in each person's house, there is going to be one address that's going to be used in paperwork. So, the residential parent is the one with that address. So, we have the so there's a few things that make a divorce in mutual agreement, especially with children, viable. And number one, it's that child support must be calculated. Even if you guys have what they call 50-50. And let me explain how 50-50 works. So what's known as the 50-50 custody, the word custody is not really used in the state of Florida. It's more, we're going to establish parental rights and responsibilities. And in the state of Florida, everything pretty much starts at 50% of everything. So the mother doesn't have more rights than the father, and the father doesn't have more rights than the child, regardless of where the child sleeps more. Okay, because everything is based on overnights. So if the child sleeps in the mother's house 1 week and then the next week sleeps in the father's house, then that's considered 50-50 split. Now, that does not guarantee that there's going to be no child support, okay? Because child support has a completely very detailed algorithm, and is based on, number one, the income, number two, who pays for the medical insurance, who paid for recurring medical expenses such as braces, psychology appointments, whatever it is that happens every month and that is expected to continue for a while, and who pays for daycare after school program for the whoever has the child be able to work during that week. So based on those things, based on then the child support is calculated. But number one thing is income. If the income is not similar, it's not equal, you're going to have a problem. okay, getting a zero child support, because that's just not viable. It's not how it works. Part of the equation is the income. So that's the first calculation, is going to be the income, okay? And then the other things around. There is something called motion to deviate. I don't, but it in that, if you guys don't want to use the number that is calculated, you can tell the judge why you think a different amount will benefit the child. Okay, because the thing is that that's the money for the child. It's not the money for the mother. It's not the money for the father. It's the child. And the judge's concern is that the child will have everything provided, and that both parents, um, if this parent spends a lot of time with the child, obviously they have the most burden of the expenses of the child. So the other parent that doesn't sleep with the child that much is expected to contribute financially to the child's well-being. Another thing is the parenting plan. The parenting plan can be whenever he wants to see him, unless the child is like 17 years old, 16 years old, with teenagers. um Even then, the minimum would be every other weekend or something like that. So that has to be laid out. And the reason why is because the judge does not want to see the paperwork again. They want to do it, get it over with, and done. And finally, the marital settlement agreement, which is going to include the child support, is going to include who's going to take taxes. That's another thing that is an important thing. Who's going to declare the children under the taxes? Are they going to alternate every other year? Are they going to alternate every child? How is it going to work? Is it just one parent that's going to stay with the credit? Those things have to be decided as well. Of course, properties and whatnot, the house, the cars, any 401ks, any assets that you got. You guys have to be in the same field for all of those things. If you guys are not in the same field for all those things, then the divorce should not be try to push to do it in mutual agreement. The laws are there to protect the children. Okay. Now, and finally, there is a class. It's a 4-hour parenting stabilization course that you have to take. And in the court that we use, you can do it online, but it's mandatory. It averages from $20 to $50 each, and you have to take the class. Both parents have to take the class, and we have to submit the certificate before the judge signs it. So that's extremely important that you guys take care of that. It can be done online for the most cases. You can also choose to go to any place that is licensed to do so around you as well, in person, if you desire to do so. All right. So if you want to work with us, if you have any questions, go to our website, divorceinfloridaonline.com. And there you can look at our reviews. There's a link there to take you to our Google reviews of real clients. And also you can also request a quote, and then the quote will have more information. It will have the link to our intake form. And you can also call us at 1-800-474-1970. I highly recommend that you get the quote first, because a lot of the questions are going to be answered there. You'll be able to take a look at the intake, and then you call us with specific questions, because our phone is ringing all day, every day. Okay. Thank you so much for watching, and subscribe, because I will be adding more healing content about moving forwards and doing the best you can with the situation that you're under. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.